I have a poem, too, to do for you. It's about, I was at a barbecue in Seattle a while ago, and this girl who I used to know in school walked up to me, and she said, "Danny, I always meant to ask you, are you Asian?" No. Maybe I didn't have the beard. Oh, she looked surprised. So you're nothing? Nothing? I'm not nothing. Nothing. That was the year I fell through cracks of chips off old blocks, paving my destiny, and turned into ice below my way. The numbness is nothing, but a newborn universe melted from my heart and took me with it, making me galactic. So now, I claim imagination as my culture. Okay. Nothing. That was the future my high school grades spelled out for me. D. E. A. In English. F. Until I went deaf to that. And I could only hear the voice of my dreams screaming, "Follow me, and I will show you who life is." We're engaged now. Traveling home at twilight with doubt-filled hot air balloons, strung over clouds from here to Seattle, you can find nothing. Sitting in an airplane seat, this side of the sky. But I let the air out of those doubt balloons with hope and was home when I opened my eyes. So, where do you come from, she asked. Well, you could say I have been a shadow past into the third dimension by closing my eyes and seeing nothing but light. You could say I come from an infinite shadow cast by a mean god's doubts, constantly ordering chaos on periodic tables of time, turning like records. Or planets. You could say I come from the stacked sum of all the best wishes and good lucks my parents ever heard. It looks like a pyramid. You could say I come from a spirit directed at starlight. You could say my hands are the crystallized rainbow tears of an ecstatic dancer, and yes, they are illuminated by light passing through. Sort of like voids or nothingness, and I still haven't touched a thing. You could say I come from a community of skin pigment that I have been trying to shed with less apathetic tears and blood and more light, but I always wind up with the same scales. So I've just learned to sing different. You could say I come from about 500 cities of walking distance, and that it's always been a conscious decision not to drive. You could say I was born with a broken wing, but that I battle gravity with the best of them because my double helix looks like 1,000 origami cranes swirling, time traveling backwards and forwards at the same moment. I come from ideas where space and darkness and nothingness are not evil, but wombs of life. I come from that. A gathering of lucidity, a cloud I form, pulling myself up like evaporation because I laugh better when it's raining. Touching intangibles will all make sense in the soul, heart of mind. I met a Danny on my path. He said, move the moment through you like the lightning you become just before you speak. There's an angel named Freedom and a smartass named Destiny. So bolt through both as you're spilling out your teeth so they can see what's written on your tongue more clearly. And if you lose the beat, just Everybody, the poem, if you lose the beat, just watch your feet, and you'll find your way home, where I come from, where I'm going. That's the poem. So I've got one more for you right now, and this poem takes place during like the one hot day we had last year in Seattle. I don't know if you're familiar with Seattle's climate, but it's not tropical. And so I thought it would be a good idea when it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit to go to like a bar where you have to wear clothes. So this poem takes place in a bar. It is so fucking hot. My armpits are pissing fountains of the vodkas I've just been drinking. And the fountains are collecting in the pools of my clothes because I have to wear clothes. And you decide to sit next to me with your painted black fingernails and your pointy boots. And these are two things a pimp from Chicago told a friend of mine spell trouble. So I asked you if you wanted to share an orange with me. I was drunk. I'd love to, you said, but oranges are not on the menu. Bartender, I called. An orange, please. And he took one out of his secret bartending bowl and tossed it to me. And I caught it, which is rare. And it was my moment of coolness when I handed you the orange and said, peel it. Now, peeling an orange can be sticky business. And I'm pretty sure that your tight white shirt costs more than my wardrobe. But you must have fingers like Ferraris, darling, because we're eating orange sections faster than American celebrities get caught shoplifting. And you did sort of steal my heart when between drinking like your 9th Cosmo and eating orange sections, you asked me, so how many kids do you have anyways? None. But I didn't answer because I noticed this guy with huge, enormous ankles and pointed them out to you, and we laughed. You called them cankles, which is American for fat ankles. I hope that your hair smells like spaghetti, I said. I was drunk. She had dreadlocks. I want my hair to smell like you, you said. Okay, no you don't. We stumbled into the twilight like two toppling dreidels. We freak danced to the cars driving by to poof, poof, kiss, kiss, poof. We went too far in public. The air was phosphorescent, blah, blah, blah. I think the reason I wrote this to you was to say that that night, our tongues were like mermaids. And our bodies were like mermaid magnets. I know how so many parts of you taste, and they all taste like oranges. That thing you said was not on the menu. Thank you so much. Enjoy this one.